see you. Yes, of course, I knew of Trevor when you were younger, a young rocker, and your group of friends. Were you born in Duncan?
We were just reminiscing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was not born here, but
Not born here.
My parents moved here by the time I was 2, so most of my life I grew up here.
You're mostly a Duncanite then.
Yeah.
And some of your musical friends when you were teens were?
Well, that particular band sort of spread all over.
Yeah.
Some of them are musicians, but not professionally. Really,
Yeah.
any of them. Yeah.
Not everybody stuck together.
I haven't really been able to crack it either. to make
Really?
it
Well, you've been working at it for a while. That's good, eh? I think here you are. You made it to the top, kid.
Wow.
And did you
Raises
did you study music along the way?
Yeah, I went to Nanaimo's jazz
You
program.
did, and you made it through.
I did. Yeah.
That's particularly notable. So many Valley musicians meant for maybe a year and learned a lot.
Yeah.
But didn't, that second year they say is hellish.
Actually, my whole band went together.
Really?
Because we're all kind of rock musicians who are interested in experimental music and
Yeah.
improvising, especially.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone made it to second year except me.
Oh, man.
Out of the 4 of us, but
Take stand power.
yeah.
So give us the name of the band and the name of the 3 other musicians, because I need to remember because I'm old.
Freedom Toast
Freedom Toast,
Yeah.
okay.
was our main group for almost 10 years, like
Yeah,
maybe 6
yeah.
to 8 years.
Yeah.
And it was fronted by myself and Deline Ellerbeck, who's
Deline
singing
Ellerbeck.
and playing keys.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the daughter of a musical theater family and
Right.
lots of different skills in her background.
Yeah.
Then there was Roland Sartini early on,
Mm-hmm.
who is a music teacher currently around here, I think in Mill Bay.
Oh, that's great.
So he's become a school teacher. And
Like
he
at
was
Kelsey
a
or something.
brilliant young composer at the time and
Yeah.
guitar player, and
Yeah.
still is. But I'm not sure what school he's teaching at. But
Oh,
Yeah.
he's out there.
yeah. And then Andrew Kent was his close
Andrew,
friend
of course. Yeah.
and drummer,
Yeah.
and son of Jim Kent,
Yes.
who was local sound technician and recording engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Jim helped Zach Cohen build the Woodshop studio and
Right.
put it together,
Yeah, yeah.
and was sort of a little bit Zach's mentor,
Right.
as far as I understand it, in
Yeah.
terms of sound stuff
Mm-hmm.
and production. And Dave Convery was the bassist.
All right. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
a local boy, and
Neat.
we all went to the same middle school and high school, so we had quite a bit of
Oh,
time
that's
to
wild.
hang out and exchange ideas. And
Yeah.
at one point, we were practicing twice a week.
Oh,
we were
that's
quite dedicated
great.
for
Yeah.
youngsters.
Didn't you use the word psychedelic? Wasn't there something?
Is it really? Yeah.
It was a psychedelic rock band.
Psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you start? Did you go to Quamashin,
No, I went to Provo.
Provo,
For
and
the
then
French
to Cal
immersion.
High?
Yeah, I followed the French immersion program
Right.
through,
Wow.
so Provo and then Cal High.
So any contact with Devin Bailey? Was he there at Cal High?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
I only had band as an extracurricular
Right.
because of the French.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
take band, so I could only take jazz band or stage band after school.
Right.
That would be my first exposure to jazz music, though, really.
Oh, that's
what it
good.
would be
eh?
like to play in an ensemble and looking at the charts and all that.
Yes. Yes.
Sort of got me thinking about what we call legit music, which is when it's written on a piece of paper.
Right.
And and then 2 years later, I went into the jazz program in Nanaimo.
Oh, great.
Directly out of high school.
Yes. Legitimate music. My friend who's passed since James Pett, jazz player, used to say, here's my friend Bill. He writes his own songs. He doesn't know how to play any real music. He's a folk music diss,
Never learned to know in his life, but he's making this stuff up.
That's right. He's just making it up. Well, we're so happy to have you two here, and welcome, John. Always a delight, and to see who you will bring with you. So, what's your
Happy to be here.
what's your first musical offering?
Well, we're going to play some jazz together because that's what we know how to do.
Of course.
And
That's our history.
yeah.
Good. We love it. We've had some interesting jazz when John's showed up, haven't we, John? Some old timey and
Yeah,
all
some-
over the map.
Some 20s and
Some
30s.
20s, yeah.
We're going to be doing some stuff from the 60s today.
Ooh, nice.
And, just a couple of numbers. Things. Trevor and I worked together with a young singer named Jillian Stone for a while, and that's where I got to know him.
Jillian, of course, our friend Jillian. She's doing amazingly in Toronto. Have you heard the latest album?
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful,
She's
eh?
been a couple times to visit, and she actually sang backgrounds on my album last
Great.
year as well. Yeah.
Isn't she wonderful? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
that-
that's the last time I saw you, wasn't it? Time and Space when she did the.
Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah. We're not a great sound mix, but it was
yeah,
good to
there's
see her.
little rooms. It's like being in a little empty bedroom, but yeah.
Right, right. All right. Well, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Should we do recording May 1st?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, oh. Thank
That
you.
was great. Thank
That's a
you.
Joe Henderson tune called Record a May.
Sorry, who was it?
Joe Henderson.
Joe Henderson.
Yeah,
Oh,
the saxophone player.
it has what key is that in?
A minor.
A minor. Yeah, it has that kind of feel, doesn't it?
It does.
And just a little inside outside, messing around there. It's wow, lovely.
that-
It
That's
goes through
so-
several different keys, as it's going down there.
Right.
That's one key.
Yeah.
That's the next one.
Neat.
That's the next one.
Right.
But it's mainly overall an A minor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's why we go to school.
Well,
Did you have Pat Coleman, of course?
Yeah, as a private teacher. I did,
Right.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he still in it, or did he retire?
No, he's retired and not doing well physically.
Oh,
so he's,
that's
sort of
sad
a
to
leave
hear.
of medical leave, I guess you'd say.
Oh,
more
I'm
than
sorry to hear
retirement,
that. Because he had many good years, kind of helping develop that program, didn't he?
Well,
Or,
definitely he was the guy on guitar,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
people would go there specifically to
Right.
study with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Terrific
sorry to hear his
mentor.
health isn't good. What's
Terrific
that?
mentor. As well,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. Neat. What are you playing there? What is that guitar?
Well, actually, this is modeled after what Pat plays,
Yeah.
and you'll see these guitars around because a lot of his students have done this.
Right.
So there's a couple of factors. A Telecaster is a fine guitar for jazz, but it normally has a single coil pickup,
Yes.
which is a little bit brighter and twangier.
Yeah.
So you can have everything about a Tele,
Yeah.
but just put a Gibson humbucker there,
Ooh.
and you get sort of more a jazz tone.
Nice.
So that was his idea, and that comes from a little bit of a tradition in solid body jazz guitar
Right.
that includes people like Ed Bickert from
Yeah.
Canada and people like Ted Green,
Nice.
played pretty much exclusively Telecasters.
Yeah.
And then the number two reason is because it's just cheaper to order from this company in the States called Warmoth. It's like
Oh.
a replacement part company
Right.
than to actually get a Fender.
Oh man.
And the added benefit is this company, like if you were to break the neck or something on
Yeah.
the road, you could get another one sent to you for
Oh, that's
like
brilliant.
$150 US. So
Right.
it's
That's-
quite convenient and cheap that way.
That sounds amazing.
And you can design them to your specifications when you
Yeah.
order from them. So that's the reason. And yeah,
Sorry, what's the company again? Warmoth?
Warmoth, WARMOTH.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Easy
need any
go.
replacement parts or anything customized, knobs and switches and all that stuff,
I love that.
you can
Yeah.
order them from them. Yeah,
Good. So, do you write as well?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So I haven't talked about my original music, but I've been a singer-songwriter as well since
That's what I thought.
about 2010, or since
Yeah.
Freedom Toast, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I went out and did my own album under my own name in
Right.
2011.
Yeah.
So that's called Vanity Press.
Yeah.
And then just last year, I did another one.
Oh right, I had seen that. Yeah.
So it's called Revisions
Yeah.
by Trevor Davies, and I recorded it at Silverside Sound in
Mhm.
Cobble Hill.
Silverside is what's that fellow's name?
It's Lucas McKinnon's studio,
Lucas McKinnon?
and he's
Okay.
also a drummer. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was convenient to have him do both.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
So he plays drums on the record, and it's a full cast of musicians.
Right.
And it would have fit on a CD, but I really wanted to print a record, and so it ended up being on 2 discs of a record. So it's
Yeah.
a double LP, in fact, but it's really just a long LP.
Right. Nice.
Plays over the 3 sides, and then I've got bonus material on the 4th side.
Good. Good.
And it was fun to design the cover and everything and go through the whole process.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can also stream it, listen to it digitally.
Good.
Yeah.
And have you been able to tour it a little bit, or how's your?
Not tour it so much,
Mhm.
just play locally.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, a few little things, some acoustic nights, and
Yeah.
mostly solo. I think we might come here in the next few months and play with a full
Good.
band and
Oh, that's great.
do that material.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'd look forward to seeing that. Huh. Good. Well, what a great progression. I'm glad you stuck with it, and you might have taken a day job too. What else do you do?
Well, I'm teaching music,
There you go. Good.
so mostly privately, but over the
Yeah.
years I've taught in Victoria and Nanaimo, and now Duncan Music, which has become along McQuaid.
Oh, it did.
And yeah,
Finally rolled over, eh?
Yeah,
Oh. Wow.
and they're in the same location until the summer, at which point they will have a bigger space and
Okay.
hopefully some nice new lesson rooms, and I'll have my own
Well, that's good.
office. I started off covering for other teachers and filling
Yeah.
in the gaps here and there, so I don't have my own room.
Right. Right.
And I'm also teaching a school program, a music workshop
Yeah.
on Penellican Island.
Oh, neat.
So they have a learning center over there for high school age kids.
Yeah.
And they also have an elementary school that's
Yeah.
a full-fledged school.
Well, that's brilliant.
And so I go into the adult school and do sort of a rock music workshop, music technology,
Yep.
that sort of thing. And give the kids private lessons on instruments as well
Right.
if they want them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can sort of help people with like 4 to 5 different instruments.
Mhm.
I'll have something to say about guitar, bass, piano, drums,
Yeah.
or songwriting, stuff like that. But now it started at the elementary school as well. They want recorder lessons and
Yeah, yeah.
percussion and maybe some ukulele. So it's expanding.
Ah, great.
And we'll see. I might become a school teacher as well, or a band teacher in the end.
Well, it sounds like you enjoy teaching.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a real bonus to know that you can do both. I mean, I think some people mistakenly think that teaching is the end of one's own creative life, but of course it doesn't have to be. It's can be complementary to it. So that's
No, I really enjoy it. And music is one of those things that just, there's no end to it. You can look
Yeah.
into it for the rest of your life and never
Yeah.
find the bottom.
right.
So even explaining the fundamental concepts to young people
Yeah,
is fun for me.
yeah, yeah.
It can be a little bit, repetitive if you're having to show the same things over and over.
Right,
like how
right.
to play a string.
Yeah, yeah,
There's certain things you can figure out on your own.
yeah.
But the
yeah.
whole act of talking about music and
Mhm.
trying to understand it more, and
Yep.
trying to convey it to people is one of my favorite things.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Sounds like you found your niche, my friend. It's good. It's a good thing in this life. Yeah, I've been acting all my life, so I'm acting now as a maintenance man. But that's the gig, right?
Well,
Some
so
of us.
a good enough actor could do anything, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Make it believable at least.
That's right. Well, it's so good to have you here, and I hope that I get to see your gig when you come here, and that you continue creating. What's the second piece you brought for us?
We're gonna play "Beautiful Love," which is an old Jerome Kern standard.
Yeah.
It's one of the most commonly played jazz tunes you'll
Nice.
encounter.
We love the classics
But
here, don't we, John?
we're gonna do it as a Latin feel.
Oh, great.
We'll do it as a straight feel because it
Yeah.
will work better with Eugene,
The wild man over there. Hi, Gene.
and it's more fun
I
too.
am too. On both accounts.
Yes. All right.
I do, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Good.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. This is "Beautiful Love." 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
interesting ending. I thought you were going to morph into some cowboy jazz there for a minute. Nicely done. That's a great version of that. Well, certainly glad that your life has led you where it has, and you continue to be creative and useful in your passions. You know, that's such a great life. You got kids?
No.
No. Well, there's time. You got time in your hands. There you go.
Yeah, extra time.
Lots of time. We get to mix with the national treasure now on the outro, don't we, Gene?
National
treasure.
Going from local treasures to national.
Local, national, we're all over the map. What key you have the boys
International
in?
treasure, really.
Yes.
And so glad you guys could make it. Really appreciate you coming out. That was really,
pleasure.
really sweet. Well
As
done.
long as I'm not a buried treasure.
You're not a buried treasure, Gene. You're alive and well. That's right. What key in for the boys
C.
here?
Okay.
Just a shuffle and C. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3 to 10. Well, good night, everybody. Hope you enjoy the show. Say good night, everybody. Hope you enjoy the show. Well, come back in 2 weeks and we'll play you some more. Say good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Oh, yeah. Say good night, everybody. Oh, hope you had a good time. Well, you know, the music, oh, no, will be Lord sublime. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tell them, Billy.
Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this show. Said good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this show. That was number 79. We're going to be back in a couple of weeks and do one more. Oh, yeah.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, come on back in 2 weeks, and we'll play you. We're gonna play you. We're gonna play you. Good night, everybody.
Oh, that was sweet. Oh, yeah. Get some real musicians out there. It really turns into magic, doesn't it, Gene? Yeah. Nice work. John Wade, Trevor Davies, thanks so much, gentlemen.
much.
That was really fine. Eugene Smith, my name is Bill Levity. Thanks to Longevity John and Dr. Ted Cadillac on the board. And to our guests,